Okay, I'm live. That's a positive. So check me out on YouTube. Oh, I can't do that. The delay in audio is going to kill me. All right, so this is going about as smoothly as I anticipated. I can't see like where I can bring your face in. Oh, wait, hang on. Can you guys hear Erik? Leave a message. Can anyone hear Erik? Okay. Nobody can hear you. It's just literally my face. That's disappointing for everyone watching. And there's 23 people watching too. Okay. So I typed in people that. Yep. That's, yes. Okay. What's your email address? Just has your name. There you wait. How many Erik Wahlstroms are out there? This is brilliant for everyone that's watching and can't hear you, by the way. I'm literally having a conversation with air. Erik is dead. It's unfortunate. Yeah, but when I type in your name, I'm not getting. Wait. Oh, oh. Sent you an invite. Fingers crossed, guys. All right, guys, I'm trying to get Erik in on this. I'll try to pay attention to you for just a second.
Hi.
There we go.
How we doing?
Nice.
What magic technology. Am I here? Can you guys hear me? Hello. Hi. How are you?
I hope so. I'm sweating bullets, like dead air time.
What's going on, guys?
Now I can focus better. All right, so we are up and running. Welcome to the live stream. It's 8:11. I promised it would start at 8, which getting it off before 8:15 I think is a victory in my book.
Yeah, I'm good.
Getting it off at all, I think, is a bit of a surprise. I didn't think I'd be able to get it figured out. That's how you know you're getting old, by the way, is when technology intimidates you or you don't think you'll be able to figure it out. And it's not like I'm decoding anything here. It's getting a Google Hangout to work too.
Yeah. So I don't know if you just want to leave it on my dumb face this whole time here, but
oh yeah, I need to switch.
switch back and forth.
Well, they had to stare at me just staring at my computer for a bit, so I think watching you drink a Guinness is much more interesting than that.
Yeah, hey man, I'm not gonna argue with that. The way our Twitter exchange led into this, I was a little nervous. So.
Oh yeah. Eventually, we're gonna have to get to the most handsome photographer.
I'm not interested in that.
You too.
What's up? Shot my first shots of my Pentax 6x7 today. Awesome. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, man? What's going on?
Oh, not much. I get to go out and take pictures in a week or so, maybe a couple of weeks. I've not taken a single large format shot this year.
Yeah. I took some in without spoiling anything. I took some in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago from the cemetery near Park Slope, looking down over the city and the like you could see the Statue of Liberty and stuff. It was really cool. So I'm hoping those turn out. I'm gonna go. They'll probably get developed tomorrow. So.
What'd you shoot?
I shot 2 slides, or 2 sheets of Actar 100 and 2 sheets of Delta 100.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any Velvia 50?
No, not in 4x5. I've only shot Velvia 50 and 120. I have some Velvia 100 in a box in the freezer right now, but no 50.
Oh, by the way, did you add your name to the giveaway of the Velvia 100?
I didn't. No, I'm not. I don't want. No, man. That's for like other people other than me. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't want to be a leech to the system here. I'm not looking for handouts, dog.
Well, you replied to a comment, so I just wanted to. I didn't know.
I did reply to a comment, but that's just because my ego was bruised.
Oh yeah, that was that comment. So.
I was just being a funny guy. That's all that was. That was just me being.
Do you know that guy?
No. I mean, I know insofar as I know anybody on YouTube. I mean, like I've talked to people. They're all people who interact in this little weird film community, and I don't really know anybody. My brother-in-law left a comment on my last video. Let's see, if you look through it and you see the one where I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" That's that's him. I was like, oh, "Hi, how are you?" Because I sussed him out.
So, speaking of your last video, your response on that has been pretty great, right?
Yeah, it was really good. I was really pleased with it. It was like a mix of things. It was kind of like a happy coincidence where, I went to school for writing, and I don't do a lot of it. So I was like, maybe it was the first video I wrote a script to, like straight up, like wrote something and edited it and had it in front of me when I did it. It also kind of came down to I couldn't be in front of the camera. Like it was late and I didn't have a ton of like daylight opportunities to do video because of work and some other stuff. And I ended up being like, you know what, I'll just record something where my stupid face isn't in it. And I'll write a script and I'll put, something together. And some of the response has been like, oh yeah, you showed that guy. But like, that really was like, I initially wrote it without any comment in it. And then I thought like, because I get those comments occasionally, I thought that would be a good lead in And then I went back and I was trying to find, there was a really funny one a while ago that I wanted to include. And I couldn't find it because it was like a year old. So I ended up being like, oh, this guy left one a week ago, I'll include it. And then he left another one, like feeling real self-important. But he's like, I caused quite a stir. I'm like, yo, it's not about you, bro.
This is my channel. It ain't about you.
Yeah, you don't matter, dog.
No, I didn't get the feeling at all that you were bashing him. I mean, I thought that it was just you were using his comment to I don't know, to kind of start a discussion, but I didn't feel at all that.
Yeah, no, and I
actually was attacked.
I got my sister texted me and was like, hey, your new video is really good. Like, it's a really good direction. And I sent her and I was like, it doesn't seem like I'm just like bad mouthing this guy, does it? And she said, no. And I was like, okay, good. Cause that's not my intention. I'm not trying to, you know, insult somebody or you know, throw anyone under the bus or make it seem like I'm just trying to like show someone up. I just wanted to use a type of comment that I get from time to time as kind of a jumping off point to discuss some issues that I wanted to get into. That is it. It was my best nerd writer impression because that's a channel I like a lot.
I'll have to check that out. Like, do you get, when you record a script, I know you said it's the first time, do you get annoyed by hearing your own voice?
Yeah, I have the most like effeminate voice in the world when I listen to it. I'm like, dude, you sound terrible. That's not a good voice. But I don't know. Like I've been doing enough videos now that like I know what I sound like. You know, I think the first time I heard myself I was like, oh geez, man. Like, that's not good. But I'm okay with it now. I think I hear things. I hear like kind of like hitches and awkward phrasings and awkward kind of pronunciations more than someone who's just listening to it would, especially when you listen to something over and over and over. The errors really start to become glaring and frustrating. And I've pointed things out to Casey or to my sister or whatever and be like, yeah, did you notice that the audio levels were screwed up? So I'm peaking in it and it drives me crazy. And they're like, no, I didn't notice it. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like you start to kind of obsess over little things, I think, to a certain extent. I don't know. Yeah,
I hate the way I sound when I try to narrate my Zion videos. I can't stand the way I sound, and I try to be real descriptive with words. That's when I think I sound the worst. I don't mind going through and like listening when I'm just talking out in the field and hiking. That's okay, but when I try to write a script, no. That doesn't work at all for me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing for me is like, so this making videos, talking, being on camera, this is all like, that stuff's all new to me. The thing that I know that I can do, that I've always been able to do is write. You know, without, not to sound like I'm being obnoxious, but that's something that I'm good at. That's something that I've done. So I feel comfortable writing. The other stuff, like with my face on camera, talking, having people hear my voice, you know, dealing with criticism, those things, those are things that are new to me that I'm kind of trying to work my way through and kind of figure out as I go. But writing it, and that's kind of why it's silly that I don't write scripts. Like I really ought to. So I'm trying to kind of change the way I do videos. I have a plan for something I want to do tomorrow. I recorded a video today that was more just, I did a viewer submission video, but in the next couple weeks, I should have some pretty ambitious stuff. I don't know if that's the right word, but more ambitious than what I normally do.
I look forward to it because I think this project turned out really well for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I do too, really. And it was kind of a surprise. I definitely, you know, if you're like me, and I probably shouldn't say these things out loud, but you kind of wait with bated breath for that first thumbs down just to get it out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Yeah. And then I got to 100 likes and no thumbs down. And then I got to 200 likes and no thumbs down. And then 300, then 400. And then like around 450, I got it. And I was like, you know what, at this point, I don't care. That's cool. Like, you know, it's, I can say it's successful. Like I'm good with it. So yeah, you know, I've been really pleased with it. And it's a direction I'm not going to entirely take the channel in that direction, but I really want to start integrating that kind of stuff and start taking a little bit more time in the format and adding music. You know, I'm often worried that it'll kind of be like maudlin or sappy or whatever, but I think it turned out pretty well. So anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just trying to, I've got 4 or 5 videos from Zion, a video from the Smokies I've got to do. I have like 12 images that I have to release. Like I consider releasing them when I show them on YouTube.
Yeah, of course.
But the issue for me is it's so much quicker for me to just make a video where I'm talking to the camera, not having to put footage together and all that. So,
well, I mean, that's the one thing I didn't really anticipate was that last video. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't have to show my face on camera, so I'm just going to do it. It was super labor intensive, like way more labor intensive than I'm used to doing. Like I was cutting in photographs, I was adding transitions, I added the music, I did the intro. I was trying to, you know, you edit because obviously you flub lines and you chop those up, which is way easier when you don't have to jump cut your video and you can just do audio. Because most of the time you don't even notice, like people won't even know where the edits are. But it was a new experience, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. It was sort of like a photography nerd writer was the goal. So if I achieved even like a 10% of that, I'm very happy with it. And I'm going to try and refine that. And I think that my videos themselves that, you know, I went back and looked at some of my early videos and they're almost unrecognizable at this point. And I really want to keep refining and keep moving forward. Like yours were pretty clean, like right from the start. Like your video content was pretty good and well produced, like right off the bat. Mine was not. And I'm getting better. I'm figuring it out, and that's all we can really ask for, right?
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, yours is good.
Thanks. But I just wanted to bring that up for everybody that's watching who maybe haven't seen that video. It's just really well done. So if you haven't, stick with the live stream for a little bit, but mark it for later and go check out Erik's channel.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So I guess we should talk some film on this film photography chat we have going.
Yeah.
I had a question like when I announced it, and this is something I think you probably have. Well, you definitely have more experience with it than I do. But people asked about these. I don't know, these kind of startup film companies.
Like what is Piranha and
yeah, stuff like that. And they asked me if I shot any of that. I've never shot that. I've stuck with Fuji, Kodak, and Ilford. And my reasoning behind that is, one, I get to shoot so infrequently that I want to know the film I'm shooting is as good a quality and as repeatable as possible. Like I don't want to have to guess and be surprised when it gets developed. But the flip side of that is these companies need support because it's obviously anything that's being developed for the film community is nothing but good at this point. So what's your experience shooting those films? Because I don't have any, these kind of more obscure film.
So, okay, yeah, no, and I think you and I are sort of on the same page where like, so I recently posted a thing on Twitter where I was like, what's the appeal of expired film? You know, help me out here. And people are like, oh, it's the color shift and stuff. That doesn't appeal to me because I'm like a square, I guess. Like if I shoot a photo, I want it to look predictable. It sounds so lame when I say it out loud, but I want it to be a high resolution, high quality image that looks good, unless it's something like a pinhole or whatever. But film's expensive enough. So the only outside the box film I've ever shot is Cinestill. I backed their Kickstarter or Indiegogo for the 120. I've shot it in 35 millimeter, and I shot one roll of 120 on my Pentax. And that's a little bit different because it is like a Kodak cinema film that's just put through a process to remove the remjet layer. But yeah, I mean, I want to shoot more. You know, not to spoil the video today, but people have sent me stuff, which is really cool. Like people have physically sent me stuff. And Greg, who's here, I didn't get your whatever you sent me yet. So you would be featured in today's video, or the video coming out Wednesday, but I didn't get it yet. But I featured a lot of that stuff, and people have sent me stuff, and I got a Holga that I'm going to shoot, and I'll probably shoot some cheap film on that because, I don't know, like, you know, it's an ugly, the Holga is amazing, by the way. Like, have you ever held one in your hands?
I don't think I have. It's completely plastic, right?
It's
And
beyond
full of light
it's
leaks.
beyond that. The build quality is out. It's very difficult to believe that people would pay $30 for one when you hold it in your hand. It's like it's the worst constructed thing I think I've ever touched. Like it's held together with a rubber band. It's got tape over the things to stop light leaks. So I'm gonna shoot it and
Wait. They literally hold the camera together with rubber bands.
not officially, but whoever sent it to me is like, you can stop it from like separating if you put a rubber band across it. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. It's terrible, but I'm gonna shoot that and really try and see. So maybe I'll buy some whole or some like lomography foam for that and shoot it and see. Let's see. Yeah, see, Robert says that they're all unique. I mean, I don't know. I think it's my like obsessive compulsive that stops me from like really like enjoying that in the way that I should. I want, so like a Pentax 6.7, I like it because it's film, it's the whole process of the film, it's all that, but the images that I get are going to rival or exceed anything that I would get out of you know, a Canon 5D Mark III. You know, you just don't shoot as many of them and they're harder to get. But once you get them, they're stunning images. You know, they're super high resolution, beautiful images. And to me, that's part of the appeal. You know, I mean, and you shoot large format, so you understand that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, see, I need to pick up a medium format camera at some point. I don't even own one. No, I take that back. You know, Dan from Shawnee Union?
Yeah.
So he did a giveaway, goodness, a year or so ago. And he gave away a folding camera. It was like shoots 120, and I got it. And that's literally the only medium format camera I have.
You want to borrow the Yashica or something? I'd send it. You want to borrow the RB or the Yashica? I'd send it to you.
I need to, but I feel like I could be more experimental with that. But if I'm going to take the time to find a composition and wait for the light for large format, I'm going to shoot a film that's predictable.
The commenter is saying that their film, including Ben and Robert, saying that you're shooting expired film that was frozen. That's not what I mean. When I talk about it, I mean, like I'm talking about people who shoot like expired film for the unpredictability of it. It just doesn't appeal to me, you know. Not like preserved film.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want colors to be predictable.
Yeah.
And I just left a comment. I don't have any unexpired film, I don't think. I would have to check in my freezer again, but I'm pretty sure that all of my film is expired. The oldest I have is maybe 2008.
I think the only film I've got to shoot right now is this. What is this even? FP4. This expires in 2020. So.
2020? That's a lot later than I thought. When I order Velvia, it's only like maybe 1 year after that it expires.
Yeah, I mean, I've never shot large format Velvia 50. I would like to. Velvia 100. I don't know, man. I've had like really mixed results with it. And I've gotten some very good results on Velvia 50 on medium format. So
yeah, find $120 and order some on eBay. It'll be worth it. Shoot it judiciously though.
It's an excellent word. Hey, so I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick here.
Oh, that's great.
I'll be right back.
I told you that I do not like sitting here talking to myself because I always mess up takes. Oh, let's see. Somebody asked me a question, so I don't just have to think of anything here. See, okay, so Ben just said Velvia 100 sucks unless you like magenta photos. If you shoot dark areas, I think that's going to be the case. If you shoot really bright things, and I can't throw up a picture here, I would show, I've got a few scenes from a couple of years ago that was taken in early morning sun, but it was getting like, most of the sun was in the scene, so there weren't many shadows. And in that situation, I think Velvia 100 kind of equals Velvia 50. But if you're shooting dark, dark areas, forget about it. Even if you properly, it's not a matter of properly exposing the film. It's just that it doesn't do well with shadows at all, and I have no idea why. One of the reasons I'm giving it away, in fact. But I did start out with it. There's actually an old film called Velvia 100F. I've got a box of that. That's what I started with, the Velvia 100. And it does well, like I said, in bright light. But yeah, it's just not for me. I'll give away a box for this giveaway I'm doing by next Saturday. I'll keep a box on hand as well. Sam asked, why not get a 6x17 back for your 4x5, same lenses, movements? That's something that's on the list of things to get. My issue right now is, I think with Shinhao, they have a range of lenses that will work without giving you vignetting. And the range is from 90 millimeters to 180 millimeters. And that's the exact lenses that I have. So I'm pushing the limit of what that, oh, it's back on you. This whole time I've been talking to Eric, I think your little avatar has been up.
Yeah, it was up. It was, from, does anybody know Akewood? If you know Akewood, it's okay if you don't, but if anyone here knows Akewood, please leave a comment saying I know Akewood and I enjoy it and it's a good comic strip.
So, like, you have some obscure tastes in things.
No way, man. No way, man.
I don't know any music you post on
it's
Instagram.
All every Instagram song I post is at the gym because I'm bored and killing time between sets. It's what I'm listening to, and I throw it up. I was listening to Run the Jewels today. It's pretty solid. Run the Jewels 3, it's good. Yeah, it's mostly like punk music. No, sorry. You don't know Outkast?
Yeah, but I didn't see you post Outkast. I mean,
everybody knows Outkast. I was listening to Gasoline Dreams the other day.
Outkast, I was listening to Spody Odie Dopalicious before it was cool to listen to Outkast.
Stankonia was that was good back in high school.
I had something to say and it completely left me.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm sure it wasn't profound or anything. So we were talking about 6x17. Have you ever shot any panoramic stuff?
No. Have you watched Nick Carver's videos at all on YouTube?
Yeah, I wish he would make more.
Yeah, he doesn't make any.
He's a really good photographer, really interesting too in his videos. He has extremely high production value from beginning to end. Like when his channel first started to the very end, it's incredible.
They're really good, but have you seen where he went to the Alabama hills in California and shot those 6x17 panoramas of the sun rising on Velvia with used ND filters to kind of balance out the light? They're awesome.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But I can't remember, was he using a dedicated 6x17 camera or was it a back for a 4x5?
It was a back for a 4x5. And actually he intended, so I've watched, there's not that much film content on YouTube. I've watched most of it a couple of times, and he initially intended to shoot some 4x5 exposures, but then just kind of was caught up in shooting the 6x17s. But anyway, yeah, so that's I think they're beautiful, and that format is really cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it in certain situations. It seems like I have more variety shooting 4x5 or even your 6x7. But in certain circumstances, that 6x17 is just you can't beat it. And one thing I never do is, like some people say, just crop your 4x5s to a panoramic if you come across something that's worth it. I never, ever, ever crop out of the ratio that it was originally taken in. That's like one of my photography rules that I do not break.
The only photo that I've cropped and presented as a crop is the 4x5 image that I took in Sedona from Bell Rock, where because I didn't use an ND filter and I was using Velvia, the foreground was tremendously underexposed. And if you crop it, it looks much, much better. If you crop it to yeah, Ben, did you use the 6x17 in that you had like an image of fall color in was it maple leaves, something like that, and it was I remember that being a really beautiful image, though I think you weren't particularly fond of it, if that's correct.
He sold his unless he bought another one, he sold his panoramic camera. And those things are crazy expensive. I wanted to buy one, but I couldn't justify spending that much on a camera I would use maybe 3 times a year. Yeah,
they're outrageous. Yeah, I don't entirely get it either. I'm not I think the exposure was hot. So hot right now. How do you feel about Zoolander? There's a movie for you.
No, he brought it up earlier. He said, "Practice my Zoolander face." Yeah,
it's so hot right now. What's my favorite? I've seen that movie too many times. Actually, that's a stupid movie. I love that movie.
No, when he says, "What is this? A school for ants?"
Yes.
I use that line like whenever I possibly can.
How are they supposed to learn if they can't even fit inside the building? Classic film. My buddy, I have a friend, Nate, whose favorite line of that whole movie is, "What are you doing, Ballstein?" And I don't know why, but like he always says it. I like David Duchovny as the hand model. I like that whole movie, actually. It's so hot.
I think I'm gonna watch that at some point in the next few days. That's a tremendous idea. But you
just watch Zoolander. You got to crack open some Guinness and watch Zoolander.
I'm not a beer fan.
No, get out of here. I can't. I got to end this right now. What are we doing?
Dude, well, first of all, the carbs alone.
Get out of here. Oh, my goodness.
So I worked out. I had a protein shake. And then after this live stream, it's going to be chicken, rice, and broccoli.
There's carbs and rice, man.
Yeah, but those are good carbs. That's what the internet says.
That's no way. Your body can't tell the difference. All right. So there's Guinness is, believe it or not, like one of the healthiest beers you can drink. There's like 9 carbs in a Guinness and like something like 100 calories, I believe. Look it up, man. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Low carb, low calorie, super delicious. I mean, I'm not going to drink Michelob Ultra. Oh, yo, you just got roasted.
Okay, come on, guys. You can just wear pants.
You can't post your selfies on Testosterone Nation. The guys are going to ask to see the wheels, and you're not going to have photos, and you're going to get insulted.
Yeah, so posting a selfie was a little risque for me. I don't normally do stuff like that.
Just as long as you don't post it at T Nation, man.
I won't.
I used to be serious into working out. Like I worked as a personal trainer when I was in my early 20s, and I used to try and eat 4,000 calories a day and like lift every day. It was a different time for me. Timothy, what's up, man?
What's going on, Timothy? Where's he from?
For what it's worth,
he's stuck at work.
If you guys haven't seen Timothy's videos, he doesn't get nearly as many views as he should. They're beautiful. Like they're just in terms of how they're edited, how they're put together, they're really, really lovely. So I would suggest check them out. They're really well done. And he does film photography and did some really, like his last video was really great. He did photos of a contortionist in black and white, and they're gorgeous. So nice work, Timothy. If you guys haven't seen it, look them up on YouTube. They're good. Anyway,
I'll have to check him out because I don't think I follow him.
Yeah, check him out. After I'm done with my Guinness, I'm moving on to this sweet treat.
What is that? I didn't see it.
LaCroix. It's my favorite. Casey was like, he went and got it for me special today. Last time she's like, well, they have polar water. I was like, what do I look like, a dog? I was like, it's LaCroix or it's nothing.
I just had to decide beer or abs, and I chose to try to get the latter.
Oh, cardio, man.
So I am going to have to do cardio for sure. I've got an ambitious trip planned this fall. I kind of wanted to leave it like a little bit of a surprise to my subscribers because there's a high chance I'm going to fail at it. But
then make it a secret, man.
Oh no, these 32 viewers we got right now, 31 left.
Nice.
So I'm going to be doing a different trip to Zion this year. I'm going to be going just outside of Zion, and I'm going to backpack with all my large format gear for roughly 4 to 5 days in the complete middle of nowhere. I've got one person joining me for sure, and another named Ben Horn who has the invite. Yeah, so it's going to be 25 miles minimum, and that's just if you hike straight through, not counting
when is
photography
this?
side trips. End of October, beginning of November, the normal time I take my Zion trip.
Maybe I'll fly down and do it.
Are you going to make you're a film photographer. You got to make the journey to Zion one year.
I've never been to Zion. My parents went there and went up to Angel's Landing and everything because we have a friend who got married there, but I've never been there. I have now my family's in Yuma, so they're relatively close. I think that's like a 6-hour drive.
Hang on, I'm having to respond to somebody that's talking trash about me getting Zion videos up.
Yeah, you don't put videos online, man. This is the first one in how long, man? Oh, since you're Intrepid.
No, I've done a couple videos relatively recently. I've stayed more consistent this year than last year.
I went on like a 6-month hiatus last year to the point where and my channel was really small then, and I remember getting it's really small now. I mean, let's be honest, but it was very small at the time. And I remember a couple of people were like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm still here. I'm moving across the state." And
well, you've almost quit 2 or 3 times, which is
I almost quit every week, man. It's just it's hard, and I don't know. It's like having a part-time job where people insult you sometimes, and also you don't get paid. It's tough.
Hey, now I'm making $1.33 a day right now. I averaged it out.
Are you? Hang on, I'll tell you what I get.
So Bill asked, did I sell my other 4x5? I didn't sell the Shinhao. You guys, everyone that commented on that video convinced me.
What's up, Dennis? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I remember Dennis from last time. But yeah, I kept my other 4x5. What I'm going to do is keep the nice ground glass on that one, and then I was reading Ben's comment about YouTube.
No, it is. It's just
the insulting is the best part for the free content you give.
Yeah, I love it. I like it when it's not even an insult. It's just some idiot's advice on well, if you'd taken this picture and you had exposed it this way and used this film stock and then developed it, in Shangri-La, and then it would have been really good. And it's like, shut up. What are you doing with your life, man? Go outside. That's all I say.
I just like to, and I'm afraid this will open up the kind of Pandora's box for people to talk trash, but I love talking trash back to them. I love it.
I don't. I just hide them. I don't know how many people have continued to talk shit on my channel and never realized that they were hidden, and that's kind of satisfying. It's like a stealth ban. I mean, I will leave if someone leaves a legitimate criticism up. That's cool. Whatever. That's fine. If people just want to insult me, I had this one guy from Italy who just called me gay on all my videos, and I was like, what is this? And he deleted half of them but left half, and I was like, dude, what? You need to address something with yourself. I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to just you figure out, look to thine own self,
I'm surprised he could even use gay as an insult in this day and age. I'm surprised that didn't get him blasted by people.
Nobody blasted him. I was, do you have like a little crush? What's going on here? Why did you comment on my videos and delete? So I never got a chance to really talk to him. But like, I just like it just, so I don't get a ton of it. I think 5,000 subscribers was like the threshold into just like occasionally getting trolled. I don't know, man. The internet's weird. It's a weird spot. Because it's like these people, like these guys like say that to your face. Like if they were looking at you and you were right there. And I don't mean that in like a tough guy, like, oh, I'd fight you, but like in like a, like, would you talk to another human being that way if you were looking at them and in the same room as them? No, probably not, right? Like,
oh, nobody would do that.
No, because it's crazy to behave, man. Anyway,
I gotta turn my light down. My forehead is blown out.
It sounds like a horrible disaster, actually.
It really does. Sorry, guys. My forehead got blown out.
I was driving my motorcycle and then my forehead.
Well, it's a little better there.
I like that your invite came. Well, no, I won't tell you who it came from, but that's funny. It's a cute name that I got.
Oh, my. This is Dr. A.S. Brock, right?
No, it came from two people.
What did it come from? I'm curious.
It came from Alan and Jen.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was adorable.
That's weird that it's on that email though.
And I feel like this has kind of gone off the rails. Let's reel it back in.
Let's bring it back. All right. So, do you? I can't remember if we talked about this last time. Do you develop any of your film?
Some of my black and white I do. Not my 4x5 because I do have a 4x5 tank to do it, but I've had kind of mixed results in not screwing it up. So if it's something in 4x5 I tend to care about because it's such a big investment per shot. So I get that done. But my 120 and my 35 millimeter, when I shoot it in black and white, I do it myself.
So did you see, now this is going to bring some hatred, but occasionally I watch Frono's Photo. And so he...
Do you shoot raw or not in raw? Because if you shoot JPEGs, you're basically the filth of the earth.
Yeah, you're horrid. Oh, I got derailed. What was I thinking? Oh, so in one of his shows, there's a Kickstarter for like an all-in-one 35 millimeter film developer. Have you seen that?
No, that sounds cool though.
Yeah,
I mean that already exists though. Ted Forbes, who I hold in much higher esteem than Jared Polin, did a thing where he did like an all-in-one developer, where it was like a fixer, a developer, and all that stuff together. And he I don't know, it was really, really contrasty, but it looked good, I thought. Yeah,
this is I don't know. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's anyway. So it just like the idea is simplicity. So it's to get as many people shooting as possible, and then you go out. It's easy to develop your film, which brings me to a question that I've always wanted to ask film photographers. Do you think that film is kind of coming back, or do you think it's just because we have this kind of community on YouTube of people that shoot film and that's all we're surrounded by now?
Are you asking me, or are you asking
you and then the commenters as well?
I think that it is coming back. Excuse me. So that's like a relative question, right? So is it coming back relative to where it was, or is it coming back all the way to where it was in like 1990? So obviously the latter is not in the cards. I think it is in a resurgence relative to where it was. I think we're going to see, it become more of like a niche alternative process thing. But I do think that versus like 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, whatever, when it really, the ball kind of rolled 100% over to digital, I think we're going to be seeing more. And I think that Kodak's, success shooting film and things like that are good. And it's true, Ben. And I think like the digital market has been declining drastically because of cell phones and things like that. Like it's very difficult to sell, and the speed with which they turn over products. Like I'm looking for a new DSLR, and like it's frustrating because I don't really want to spend $3,500, but I'm worried that I'm going to get something that's outdated. And so I think yes and no, but I believe it's getting better than it was.
I think digital is really starting to, it sounds weird, but reach a limit. I mean, yes, technology is always going to improve and ISO performance is going to get better, but how many times do you really need to shoot ISO 1,000,000? I mean,
and can you really? Because I have a friend. So I was in Brooklyn. I was visiting a friend who shoots. He's a filmmaker, and he brought out a Sony, like a professional film camera, and we did some film work with it. And he was telling me those incredible ISO numbers. He's like, they're mostly bullshit. It's mostly, you still, to get usable images, you want to shoot under 3,200, even on a very thanks, William. Even on a very high-end camera, you shoot over that. The noise, the loss of dynamic range, those things, they're real, and a lot of it is kind of smoke and mirrors. You'll find. So I don't know how like in tune you are with like PC development and processors and graphics cards and things like that now, but there's diminishing returns. There was that, I forget what the formula that they say or the equation it was, but they used to say that processor speed would double every however many years. That's no longer the case. Things are kind of slowing down, and you're reaching a point where physics, of all things, are starting to kind of interfere with technology, where you can only go so far. And what are you doing? You scratching off a lottery ticket there? What was that?
That was my computer. You can see that?
I can hear it. No, so there's a point where actual like Moore's law. That's right, and that's no longer the case. You're not doubling every however much. You're slowing down, and you're getting to the point. You can only fit so many transistors on a thing. You can only fit so many switches. So many on-offs, 1-0s, and you can only a sensor can only hold so much data. When heat and things like that start to play into it and start to interfere with it. And I have a feeling that unless there's some very fundamental change in the way digital sensors and digital cameras are built, we're reaching sort of a limit to it. And I could be totally wrong. I'm not an expert, but I feel that the progress is kind of reaching sort of a crawl, and it's going to slow further going forward. And there was a point, in like the late 90s, early 2000s, where you would want to upgrade your computer like once a year to be up to date on it. You can upgrade your computer like once every 5 years now and still pretty much keep up with the curve of technology. And I think that applies to digital cameras as well, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, so I was going to say, and I think you do or did the same. I shoot weddings occasionally, not many, but so I started out with the 5D Mark II, and it had some obvious limitations. Its autofocus was horrid. So I wanted to, as soon as the 5D Mark III came out, I wanted to upgrade to that just for the autofocus. And of course, I had better dynamic range, better ISO, all that. But that camera is perfect. I have no desire to ever go to the 5D Mark IV.
What do you think about DxO Mark saying those cameras are garbage? Because I have a 5D Mark II. That's the camera that I use. What do you think of DxO Mark? What does everyone think of DxO Mark? What's the consensus on that site?
My opinion of it is it's garbage. Like, you don't look at an image and go, oh, I bet it was taken with a camera that got a, whatever even rating system they use on DxO Mark. It's just for nerds. It is. I mean, it's
if anyone takes anything from this conversation, I want it to be Alan's quote. It's just for nerds. DxO Mark. They should put that on. It is. Just real quickly, William said Pentax. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, sorry.
I was going to say, I don't think photographers are concerned about that anymore. They just want to have the camera. Because
I think photographers might be, but I don't think if you shoot a wedding, do you think the people don't even care if their photos are in focus half the time? There's images that I think are unusable that people love. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, but what Bill XC3 said, William said, I think the Pentax recently released an affordable digital it's not medium format. Well, I mean, they have released the I think the 645D, right? But their new the K1 is supposed to be fantastic according to DxO Mark. Dork.
But I mean, if you can't take a camera made within the past 2 to 3 years and a decent lens, if you can't make a good image with that, that's on you. That's not the camera.
You can make a good image with your iPhone.
Yeah. So
I mean, in all honesty, I've taken some great photos with my iPhone.
So when I was asking you about is film coming back, I was actually going to do a video on this when Ektachrome was announced, but you kind of beat me to it.
You do it. Everyone beat me to it. I was late on it. Like everyone, like Dan Bowman put one out. They're like Ektachrome, and I was like, I should do that. That's a good video. That's the one where that's the one where that guy left that comment. Let's be honest. I wasn't gonna make the video anyway, but I can use you as an excuse. What year were you born in?
81. I'm 35.
So you're still technically a millennial.
Am I?
Yeah, according to Wikipedia.
But anyway, so I was going to make that video and say that on Amazon, the 8 top-selling cameras at Christmas this past year were all film cameras. Now they were all the Fuji Instax film cameras.
Good for them. Hopefully, it keeps Fuji making film stuff.
Yeah. I had someone else in kind of the list of questions I took for this video ask me about do I think Fuji will kind of take this film momentum and do everything with it? Fuji's nah. Boy, they're so tough to figure out. I was very excited, actually, and this sounds silly, but I was very excited that they made an Instagram page for their Pro 400H, like their professional wedding film photographers. Like that was a big deal for them to even acknowledge that they make film.
That's the film stock Jose Villa shoots.
Yeah, I've read his.
He's one of my big when I shoot. So I've got two weddings booked this summer. I don't do a ton, but I've got Jose Villa's page bookmarked just to go over it as inspiration. Like he's in terms of people who just shoot film for weddings, he's incredibly talented and influential. So,
I think he's the best in the business doing it.
Dennis wrote $$ and K Fuji.
Dennis not a fan of Fuji apparently.
I don't know what that means though. It said some sort of hieroglyphics.
I would be really sad if they got rid of Velvia 50. Like. That would make me really contemplate my future in shooting large format.
What would you shoot? Just Ektar?
Yeah, it's just Ektar's so difficult sometimes.
Ektar is less difficult than Velvia, I think.
No.
Really?
No, are you serious? Ektar is not
touch a nerve.
Think about what you just said.
I thought about it. To scan, it's harder.
Well, if you can't scan it, then you're not getting a usable image.
Okay, I'll just concede this one because I guess I don't care.
No, Velvia, you just take what you shot and make the scanner look like that, and you have an award-winning image.
Yes, that's right. I've won numerous awards. So
Velvia's predictable. The debate begins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really invested in this debate. So I just like to take pictures, man, and I find something to like about every stock I shoot. I'd say the Ektar is a fickle mistress. I would say the type of film that I always shoot, or that I always find myself coming away really surprised by how much I like it, is black and white film. Like it. You know, if film is sort of a transformative thing, so you're recording an image, but you're also transforming it into something else, I think black and white amplifies that to a certain extent and gives you kind of a surreal effect that you don't necessarily get with color, especially when you're photographing It's difficult to explain, but I find myself really walking away from black and white often, thinking like I would never have thought to shoot that in black and white beforehand, but I love how it looks. They're already getting rid of Velvia in 2020. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, Dennis, how reliable is your information? This affects me greatly.
Wiretaps at Fuji, man.
Fuji doesn't even know that they make film sometimes. Like, they're so disorganized.
Like Fuji doesn't have any really real idea what they're doing. Like, they're good at it. They make such good products, and they don't care. Like, their film is good. Their point and shoot cameras are beautiful. Like, they make such good stuff, and yet seemingly they just don't care. Like, they're so bizarre.
That's exactly it. They do not care at all.
So
they're
weird.
Like, hey, buy it, don't buy it. We don't care. Yeah, they have to be as a company. They have to be loaded.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do like Fujifilm. All my large format lenses are Fujinon, for what it's worth, and they're great for the price. They're fantastic lenses.
What large format lenses do you have?
I have a Fujinon 90 millimeter wide angle, a 150, and a 210.
I've got the 90 f5.6, and if I could,
I have the 90 f8. It's a beast.
Wow, how do you see the focus with that?
It's tough, but you do it in a day and then just wait it out.
Yeah,
so Fuji sell the rights to another company. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, I would too, except I don't think that's ever going to happen. Like, I think I remember that being brought up at one point in the past, and they shot down that idea.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're just not going to make it anymore.
Well, they don't care about anything right now, so they'll just bury it.
Wait, I mean, so even their cameras are weird. Like, I remember looking to try and buy, like, I wanted to look at like an X Pro 1 for a long time when that was like the big thing. And I looked everywhere for it, and like nobody carried it. And I was like, it's getting these great reviews. It's supposed to be this cool camera. How come I can't find it anywhere? And I just Fuji, man. Like, it's.
Yeah, that's all you can say, Fuji. Dennis, I need to know how accurate your information is that Fuji is discontinuing Velvia.
Dennis is going to teach me Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's all you need to know about that guy.
It's true. Close together.
Huh? Now he lives in the city, but like, and I don't know if he actually knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I know he does fight sports, and that's something that I'm interested in, like learning to do just on a casual level. I wanted to take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but it was like too expensive. Like the classes were crazy. They wanted like $100, like $200 a class or something. It was madness. And I was like, nah, not going to do that.
I wouldn't want to get punched in the face.
You don't get punched in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You get your arm broken or whatever.
Oh, that's much better. It's tremendous. Sign me up.
As someone who's gotten punched in the face and punched in the stomach, getting punched in the face is like way better for what it's worth.
You can break bones if you get cut.
Nah, but I've never had any bones broken. It hurts way less. Getting punched in the stomach is the worst if someone really gets you.
I had my nose shattered playing basketball in high school.
I got punched in the nose to the point where I bled at a bar in Lackawanna, New York once, but never. I don't think my nose was broken. I don't think so.
You have a more exciting life than
No, it's not exciting. It was bad. It was a bad night.
So what's your next we kind of touched on this earlier. What's your next what are you shooting next?
In terms of a video or in terms of film?
Film.
Well, I'm doing a photo shoot tomorrow, so I'm driving to Buffalo, my hometown, tomorrow morning early, and doing headshots for a couple of models, people I know, and then I'm hopefully going to do some large format photography in South Buffalo before I drive back. It's going to be kind of a hectic day. But I'm hoping to shoot some T-Max, actually, which I love. I know some people don't like T-Max. A lot of my best photos are on T-Max. I really love it. So I'm gonna shoot some T-Max. I'm gonna shoot, if I can get some Delta, I'll grab some and shoot it. You know, and then I'm gonna, I have Ektar, Velvia 100 and Delta in 4x5, and I'll probably shoot some combination of those for a video. I'm hoping to kind of knock out 2 videos tomorrow. And on the way to Buffalo, I'm dropping off some film at Prowse in Rochester. And then
you use Prowse too?
Yeah, I mean, I used to send stuff to them, and because I was in Buffalo, right? So I would mail it to them, and they'd get it in like a day, and I'd get it back. It was probably like a 4-day turnaround. And I'm gonna be in, like, going through Rochester tomorrow, so I'll just physically go in and give it to them, and then have them mail it back to me. Yeah, Prowse has been good. They're good. I'm if you look up film developers in Albany on Google reviews, you'll see my feud.
I'm gonna do it.
So that bridge burned. So there'll be no more dealing with them. So yeah.
I love Prowse Production. Anybody out there looking for a place to get their film developed, it's 4photolab.com. That's the number 4, photolab.com. But I've always used them. They're fast too. Like when my big trips, even when I get back from Zion, I'll mail all my stuff to them from Tennessee to New York on a Monday, and I get it back that same week. Spot on color.
They're good.
Occasionally I have to deal with a little dust, but that's just par for the course with large format, I think.
No, they're super good. Yeah, I had nothing but good results with Prowse. And I called them and I was like, hey, can I bring in some film physically? And they said yes. And I was like, cool. Yeah.
What's their building like?
I've never been there. I'm going there tomorrow. I mean, I've never been there.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Rochester a couple of times. I went there to see a couple of concerts. I mean, years ago. Against me, they're like, I don't even know, 2011, so 6 years ago. And I went there to see, I've seen a couple of punk. I saw Alkaline Trio there. So we used to go down to Rochester to see shows occasionally, but I haven't spent a ton of time there. I went to the Eastman House last year, and it was great. Really, really cool. But Rochester's, I like Rochester. It's definitely better than Albany. Like, I mean, what isn't though?
I have to take your word for that. I'm from the South. I stay there most of the time.
I've only been to Nashville. I was in Nashville one time when I was a little kid. I think I mentioned this in a video. My dad was in a bluegrass festival or bluegrass contest there. And because he used to play in a bluegrass band when I was young. And we went down for that, and he ended up winning like this gilded mandolin or something. But I was very little. I just remember it had a real fancy hotel. I grew up in northern Wisconsin. I moved to the Northeast when I was like 14. So my dad's from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So
I lived in Michigan for a bit, but if you come to Tennessee,
where in Michigan?
Muskegon. I was 4, so I have no clue where that is. We were close to I think we were close to Lake Michigan.
Well, that's a big lake, man.
I was 4. It looked like the ocean to me. I don't know. But yeah, if you come back to Tennessee, and you ever want to shoot anything, the east part of the state is the only, that's the only pretty part of the state. Everything else is flat and ugly. But if anything,
like I said, I'm from Wisconsin, so flat and ugly is par for the course. Like especially when you get, so it's not ugly, but where I grew up is Superior, Wisconsin, which is near Duluth, and it's in the like off of Lake Superior. And my dad's from the Upper Peninsula. I was actually born in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan on Lake Superior as well, and it's really like kind of austere and rugged. It's really cold. You have the tall, skinny trees, real sandy earth. Lake Superior is gorgeous. Like it's a really, and I would love to go back to Marquette and take pictures for at some point, but it's a long drive. What are you smirking at here?
I was just responding to a comment. Nice plug for East Tennessee. I lived in Memphis for a while in West Tennessee. That is, no, I'm not dissing West Tennessee. I can't type and talk at the same time. I enjoyed my time in Memphis, loved it, but it's not a place to photograph at all. Like there's nothing out there to photograph. But like we have tons of waterfalls in the eastern part of the state, and if anything will ever bloom here, I hope to get out in the next month or so and burn some film because it's been a while. Like I said, I haven't taken a large format shot this year.
No,
which is
I've taken a couple. I took some. Well, that was last year, I guess. Technically, I took some in November, and then I haven't. I don't think I've developed any large format film. It's just like the winters out here are brutal, man, and it's in an ugly way. It's not. There's not really much to take photos of. It's not like it snows a ton. We got that blizzard, but outside that, like it's mostly just gray and dead.
Yeah, we get that kind of gray brown ugly color that
I hate it. It's cold. No, it's just mostly just uncomfortable and like you got brown grass everywhere. It's just not for me. So
no, I tried to so the week between Christmas and New Year, I took off that entire week, and I tried to. My goal was to go backpack in the Smokies and make a video about it. And I made it like it thunderstormed on me, and there was nothing I was inspired to shoot, and so I cut it short after like one night. I did take I exposed 4 sheets of film, but
yeah, where was that?
It was not fun in the Smokies.
Oh yeah. K Strohmeyer, I've been to Bayfield. I've never been to the Apostle Islands. I think that in the North Midwest, my favorite place is a couple of years ago, my cousin and I drove north from Marquette up to the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula, going just like all the way north, up to like Copper Harbor and Eagle Harbor, and that was pretty incredible. I really loved that. So, I do like that part of the country. So, I like Lake Superior.
The reciprocity timer app. Do you the things you shoot? Do you ever get into reciprocity failure?
I have with it's never really been an issue for me because I don't shoot super long exposures, or I haven't shot super long exposures. I've mostly I dealt with it with Ektar, but it's not a super big issue, and with black and white it's almost not an issue. Now, the big thing that I ran into recently was I tried to do a video shooting portraits on my 4x5, and I didn't take into account the bellows extension when calculating the exposure, and everything was underexposed, and I was like, oh, well, that's a bummer. So now I know. An expensive lesson.
Yeah, and I'm not affiliated with Reciprocity Timer at all, but the app can calculate that for you.
The bellows extension?
Oh, yeah, it does. Bellows extension, filter factors, anything you can throw in front of your lens or anything that would affect exposure, it calculates all that for you. I kind of got blasted for that video too about using too much technology in the field. It's like, whatever.
You got blasted for why?
I did this video about different apps I use for large format, and there's one guy that said I didn't know my craft and I wasn't like a pure photographer because I was using that stuff in the field.
Did you go look at his photos? That's my number one. That's what I did. It's on my
I did. Well, my number one go-to is the quote Billy Madison. What you've just said is the most insanely idiotic.
We are all stupider for having heard it.
Yes. And I quoted that to him verbatim, but like he was telling me about how I use technology, and then he was talking about using a light meter. I was like, dude, a light meter's technology, brother. You can't have it both ways.
I have a light meter, and it's like, and like I said, like I got someone who in my last video was like, he's a guy, and to be honest, he's the guy who's commented on all my videos, so he's a subscriber. So, I don't want to throw him under the bus. I just didn't respond, but like he was like, nah, this is your answer. Stupid. It's not that. They just look better on film. And I went and looked at his photos, and I wanted to be like, well, dude, like, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant with your photos, like one way or another, man. You know, they're not good on digital, they're not good on film. Hey, man, have a good one. But like, I just didn't respond. But like, I think that the number one cure to like anyone who insults your photos is if you can find their stuff, go look at it, and you'll often be pleasantly surprised.
Responding. So I can't track some of these people down to go look at their photos. I need to get a staff member to get on that for me.
I just need to get your Google Foo in order.
Oh yeah, I spent 11 minutes staring at a screen this afternoon. So
I wanted to. So my last video, I had a couple of people who were like, you know, like, oh, it's not going to shut them up. Like this answer is not going to shut up people who criticize digital or film. And I was like, it's not the point, dog. But I wanted to. Casey told me not to write this, but I wanted to write like a number of times I had it like written and didn't hit enter was like next week's video is about you. And it was like this next week's video, but I didn't, and it wasn't. So I just, you know, I just want to take nice pictures and make videos, man, and get better at doing it. I don't understand what the appeal of coming and insulting me is. Like it's just it's a strange thing. I get some of it. Like some of it is just like maybe, you know, you just don't like my face. I can understand that. Like if that's the reason to thumb down my video, just let me know. I can accept that. Like I thought you looked like an idiot, and it's like, all right, that's cool, whatever. But like, you know, I don't get it, man. I wish in all honesty, I don't know why YouTube has thumbs down. No other social media platform has that, and I think it's like super negative and unpleasant. But
so I can understand it for like a clickbait title. So
sure.
that would be the only case. So we got a question about, do we print often? I print, but strictly inkjet. I don't really have a dark room, but I love to print. I actually own, with a friend of mine, we own Epson's, I think it's the 9900. It's a 44-inch wide printer. It's huge, way too much printer. And I wouldn't have bought it except I went in half and half with a guy.
What is one of those cost? Like
we bought it refurbished for $2,500.
It's not. That's a lot. Actually, I don't know why I was going to be like, that's not that much. No, that's quite a bit.
Well, I mean, when you consider it, it's a 44-inch printer. It's not that much, but the ink was what kills you. It's pretty bad about clogging if you don't print something every day, and I don't print every day. It is a goal of mine to get a darkroom set up, and at some point do some prints. But I literally know nothing about printing and enlarging and all that. I developed my own black and white film, but that's the extent of the darkroom knowledge I have.
Can I just ask really quickly, who is the angry photographer? Because that sounds, I don't know it. That sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard of in my life. Is it like the angry video game nerd, but about photography? Because you run into traffic after watching that.
Is it a channel?
Angry photographer. Anyone who pretends to be angry for humor's sake online, it's just never funny and it never seems real, and I hate it. I hate it.
Have you seen, it's a video game channel. It's called Rage Quit.
No. Do you watch video game channels? Because I do.
No, I don't, but I just saw this. It's called Rage Quit. Just search YouTube Rage Quit, and the first video that comes up is probably going to be, it's hilarious.
So out of curiosity, what YouTube channel?
You cut out. What YouTube channels do I subscribe to?
Yeah, photography or otherwise.
So photography, I don't have like a huge network of photographers I subscribe to. Yours, Ben Horn, Jared Polin, Negative Feedback, Thomas Heaton, Shawnee Union. That may be about it.
So just photography stuff?
No. I've got, oh my gosh, my YouTube subscription list is the most eclectic, obscure stuff you could possibly imagine.
Like what?
So there's some astrophotography channels on there.
Cool.
there's like this dude that he just makes projects. Like he makes like dioramas and stuff. I don't know how to explain it. I like try to find interesting people on YouTube and then follow them. The biggest channel I follow is Philip DeFranco. That would probably be
I like Philip DeFranco too.
Him and Casey Neistat are the.
I don't watch Casey Neistat, but I do subscribe to Philip DeFranco.
So Casey's channel is like the way I envision videos, but I feel like the way I envision doing videos, like those quick clips. I'm
not familiar with it, so I don't know. I watch
but yeah, that's
stupid video game stuff. I do watch Philip DeFranco. I subscribe to iDubbbz. I don't know how anyone feels. I'm a 34-year-old man. I feel like I should not subscribe to iDubbbz. Subscribe to I like Ted. I wish he'd use commas. I like Ted Forbes a ton. He was like one of the biggest. He was great. He's got the best voice. He's a soothing man. Seems cool. Wish he would respond to my messages. He does not, which I guess is understandable.
Oh, did you ever?
I subscribe to H3H3 too, Sam.
Did you ever contact that YouTuber that I told you to contact for your interview?
No. Which one? Which one? Oh,
Thomas Heaton.
No, I should send him a message. He commented on my last video.
Dude, he will do it. I'm telling you.
This is a conversation for another time, I think. All right, I'll send him a thing. Woodworking channels, that sounds fun. I subscribe to I like dorky video. I subscribe to Northern Lion. I subscribe to what else do I watch? Oh, Red Letter Media. They had a new video today. I was halfway through it and I was like, I have to do this live stream. Let's go. No, they do like video, like they watch movies and stuff. SciShow. SciShow is a good channel. Veritasium. It's Okay to Be Smart's good. I don't know, all that stuff. Veritasium super good, actually.
I subscribe to some backpacking channels too.
Vsauce. Do you watch Vsauce at all? Do you ever watch them? No. Vsauce, Michael here. No. Good. All right, so I'm probably gonna have to duck out of here at 9:30 so I don't get so I don't ruin my relationship here. We're gonna watch a movie, I think. So
last choice.
Let's do 10. Can we do 10 more minutes? Am I cutting things real short or?
I'm good, man. I've just got to have my chicken and broccoli and rice after this.
We got some rotisserie chicken there. Are these streams replacing your videos, Eric? I love it. Yeah, Red Letter Media is the best. I actually watched the Jack and what's his name's Rich's video game channel for a while, but it was unbearable. Those two. Yeah, Vsauce is good. I like all those like science channels. So, no.
See, I think now that like it's similar to the music thing. I think you guys are delving into an area where I'm not cool enough to be a member.
No, it's not cool. It's just science stuff. I like PBS Space Time has a channel that I watch. Space Cop. No, Red Letter Media is not cool at all. They started because they reviewed like their big break was reviewing the Star Wars movies as a serial killer. It's you hate the prequels. Alan, right? You hate the Star Wars prequels, correct?
I refuse to acknowledge their existence until they're remade. They have to be remade someday.
I'm telling you, if you're remotely interested in Red Letter Media, if you look up Red Letter Media, what's the first one? The Phantom Menace. Yes. Then you can see where they came from, and you might enjoy it, or you might be like, Eric is a dork. Why did he watch this?
I'm definitely gonna watch it now.
Why would he watch an hour-long review of a Star Wars movie where they just insulted as a serial killer? But they're good. They're good.
It deserves to be insulted.
They're so bad. The new movie was good though. I enjoyed it.
Rogue One. Rogue One was great.
Yeah. See, Sam says it's worth the watch. Look up Mr. Plinkett reviews The Phantom Menace.
I was just watching. I think Like, as a,
Bill knows Star Wars and the Phantom Menace is the most disappointing thing since my son. But while my son, while my son hung himself in a bathroom stall, Star Wars will be around forever. Whatever it is.
oh, that is funny. That's my kind of humor. I love stuff like that.
You might want to watch it. It's a solid video. Anyway. I don't. Yeah.
Wow,
I mean, what's that?
Sam Ferreira just messaged me on Facebook. It's 2:20 a.m. where he is.
Oh, see, but he knows what he's talking about. What did I come back to? Says Thomas. Came back to a discussion of Red Letter Media and YouTube channels that we enjoy. I'm jumping out of here in 5 minutes so that I can go be single. Anyone have any? I'm sorry. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to address before, at least I go? I don't know if Alan's hanging out.
Oh, talking just by myself, that was a disaster. I'm out of here too.
Make sure your kids can't hear you. That's correct. The protagonist. It's good. See you, Sam. Thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Switzerland. Well, I guess we're good if we're getting no questions. Oh, Dennis says when you come back to New York, I think he wants you to sign up for jiu-jitsu lessons.
I would sign up for jiu-jitsu. Like, I just can't afford it. No, I'll be back soon. I mean, it's literally a 2-hour drive for me. I stayed in. I have friends who live in Bed-Stuy, and I stayed there. So I hung out there. But I've also got friends in Park Slope. And my cousin, who works for the Times, lives in Manhattan. So I know a bunch of people there. So I'd like to hang out.
Steven Anderson, I have not tried or heard of that film.
I haven't either.
JCH Street Pan?
Steven, every time I see your name, for some reason I think of Steven Adams, center for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's the
guy that Draymond kicked.
Draymond has kicked everyone. I think that's like a safe thing to say. It's like, if you play NBA basketball, Draymond has kicked you in the crotch. Like he says it's an involuntary reaction. It's like, come on, man. No one else has that reaction.
Nope. Japan Camera Hunters.
I follow Japan Camera Hunter on Instagram. So I'd check it out. Absolutely. Anything else, guys?
Well, I guess that's it. So I will go ahead and wrap it up. Wait. Okay, there's a stop broadcast button. I was going to have to ask you how to get out of this, but I think I've got it figured out. All right, well, that's going to be it for us, I guess, if there's no more questions. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it again.
I hope that these aren't too shambolic. I feel like they kind of go off the rails a little bit, but I hope that people have fun with them.
Well, there's lives outside of photography. I mean,
yeah.
Just shoot film.
Yeah, no, but I'm hoping, whenever I do them, I hope people have fun with them and enjoy them. Guys, look for some more content, I think, from both of us soon. So
I may get a Zion video out at some point.
Do it up, man. All right. Thank you guys so much for attending. Thank you, Alan, for hosting me.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. Night.
All right. See you guys.